A judge cleared a school caretaker of groping a teenager. You know why? This is going to come as a shock because it did not last long enough. Can you believe that? The judge said that since the incident lasted less than 10 seconds, it will not be considered as a crime. Can you imagine? How does that even make sense? Naturally, there are angry reactions on social media, and what the judge said has been dominating global headlines over the last few hours. Let me just break down for you what really happened. Last year, in April, a 17-year-old girl was walking up the stairs at her high school. This was in Rome. That's when she felt a hand touching her. The man touching her from behind said, and I'm quoting now, "Love, you know I was joking," quote unquote. Who was this man? 66-year-old Antonio Avola, the school caretaker, who, by the way, now has admitted to groping the student. And after Avola was taken to court, the court was urged to put him behind bars for 3.5 years. But here's the shocking twist in the tale. Instead of being charged for sexual assault, the man was acquitted of all charges. According to the judge, what the man did to the student does not constitute a crime. What is the logic here? The court said that since it lasted for less than 10 seconds, it does not qualify as a crime. And the judge justified this by saying that the caretaker did not linger, that the man groped the teenager briefly and performed, quote, the awkward maneuver without lust, quote unquote. The court truly believes that the man was, quote unquote, just joking. There are so many questions I have at this point. Since when is it okay to touch someone without their consent? How is this a joke? How did the judge even decide if the man's intention was without lust? The victim has now called out the judge and the shocking judgment, saying that although the judges think the man was joking, it was no joke for her. I'm quoting from what she said. "The caretaker came up from behind without saying anything. He groped my bottom. Then he pulled me up, hurting my private parts. For me, this is not a joke. This is not how an old man should joke with a teenager." The victim said that the handful of seconds were enough to make her uncomfortable. Of course. And like I said, angry reactions have been pouring in after what the judge has said. This is what social media users have done now. They have made this into a campaign to show their solidarity with the victim, also to express their anger. You saw that. Social media users have ended up creating this trend. These social media videos have been going viral. People are seen touching their intimate areas for 10 seconds with a clock, a countdown next to them. The first video, in fact, was posted by Camilla Pagliarosi. The videos are meant to make the viewer uncomfortable and emphasize on how long 10 seconds can actually seem in such a situation. This video influenced several others to start taking part in the trend and express their anger in their own way. Men have also been actively taking part in this movement. A viral video was posted by a social media user, Paolo Camilli. These visuals clearly pose the question to the Italian justice system. And the question, of course, is who decides that 10 seconds is not a long time? Who counts the seconds while a person is being harassed or sexually assaulted? The 17-year-old victim says that she has been betrayed by the justice system. Will the judge's ruling deter other girls and women from coming forward? The student says she believes that it will. Girls may not report their cases thinking that it may not be worth it. In fact, according to the European Union, 70% Italian women who suffered harassment between 2016 and 2021 did not report the incident. Meanwhile, cases of sexual abuse continue to make headlines around the world. In America, Tennessee, a football coach has been arrested for luring teenage boys to his house and sexually abusing them. In London, a psychiatrist was sentenced to 6 years in prison for sharing images of child sexual abuse on a website on the dark web. The man shared hundreds of links of child abuse material every day. Witnessing the rise in cases, some people are lately coming out and revealing their truth. Famous footballer Dele Alli says that he was sexually abused when he was 6 years old. The sportsman was molested as a child and forced to deal drugs. The justice system needs to realize that a man does not have the right to touch a woman without consent. Enough said. Even for a second. 10 seconds may seem like a lifetime when a person is actually being sexually assaulted. What the school caretaker saw as a joke will remain a nightmare for that teenager. WION now available in your country. Download the app now. Get all the updates on the move.